Hey, hi guys. Welcome to today's episode. I was supposed to bring out one last week, but as most of you knew or did not know, I was not able to bring it out at that point in time. There was for Yu-Gi-Oh! Dutch Nationals, which our very own Kevin Lambert won, and he is now our Dutch national champion. Yours truly, bad bad player. Um, he played at the tournament. Well, I played at the tournament. Why am I talking in third person? I played at the tournament, and I did fairly okay. It was a two-day tournament. Well, the difference between like awesome and okay was by one round to say the least. But I think my performance was pretty okay. I played a very unconventional deck that I anticipated that would do pretty well if played accordingly, played properly, and plus I had a deck played against me in a fair amount of time. And the deck is called Evil Storm, so I'll leave a link in the description to a site that'll probably have the archetype where it'll describe what the deck is supposed to do. I found that I did pretty okay, just the two that I lost were against players that were basically better than me. I'm not really afraid to say that, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I could have probably done better if my side deck was better suited towards the situation, or if I had the main deck cards that I probably needed for that tournament. But it's not like you can get everything what you'll need, and you gotta try sometimes and hope for the best. But I did pretty okay. Harpies was round one for me. The Harpy player was a pretty decent player. It was okay. It was just some things that he needed to remember, and I had to kind of, I guess, nudge him in a direction where he needed to do what he needed to do. For me in the situation, I was pretty much comfortably ahead of him anyway, so I didn't mind at least telling him things that he could probably use in the next round as advice. Um, Burn, the Burn decks, I liked his variant of it. It's my favorite one of them. It is Nurse Burn with Try and Guess, which is pretty okay. Um, Hat, played by I think German national champion, no, or um, I know he was a well-known German player. That's all I know for sure. I didn't feel too bad losing to him because I knew that he was capable of being able to play, and knowing what his deck does, I was not really too much an advantage anyway. If I went first and if I got my golden hand, and of course it's kind of like if you solitaire your first hand in a tournament against a deck that you're favorite against, then it's kind of hard for them to deal with it. And his deck pretty much is just kind of anti-meta at its core, or if it's not anti-meta, it's very annoying to deal with, where it's kind of like if a monster destroyed, he gets to destroy a monster, or if he special summons a monster, he gets to destroy a monster, and then or destroy a card that you control or something like that, and it's kind of hard to deal with. But it's kind of a whole bunch of destruction effects, and you're playing like millions amount of traps and millions amount of spells, and they don't really interact properly with his deck unless you make Kofi on. And that's where I kind of ran into problems where if I had the cards that I needed for my main deck, and against this tier deck, I probably would have done a lot better, but I didn't have them at the time, so I didn't really expect too much from that match. Boxers, he played the deck pretty okay in that situation. It's just my hands were better suited to stop decks from running entirely at all. Stuff like Breakthrough Skill, Black Horn of Heaven, Wiretap to stop his traps to make letting my monster not resolve and stuff like that. It was pretty easy for me, I guess. Then there was round 5 versus Hieratic Rulers. Hieratic Rulers with Stoic, I guess, and the whole Stoic engine. He said he fused the 3 decks together, which was pretty unique, I found. It kind of still drove home the whole idea of the Hieratic engine or the Hieratic Ruler engine. Is he just didn't play stuff like Ashes or stuff like that, stuff for the core stuff like Wing Beats. He played 2 or 3 of them, I think, to give more to his storm effects, and then he can go off and do his plays a lot more faster. But unfortunately, he was playing against me, so it wasn't really in his favor at that given point in time. And the last one was against our national champion, Kevin Longberg. And it was literally, our game went like, he won the dice roll, which is kind of fucked up because I had the hand. It's not like the hand of Exodia or Exodia pieces or whatever, but I had a really decent hand of Rabbit, Kirikion, Infestation, the Infestation spell or trap, one of the two, and I had a warning, I think, and a next trap or spell, I think, or something like that, and I had a really good opening. But he opened his standard opening of secrets, blue boy, spell, and have enough for fate. And basically was kind of like, okay, normal summon fate. Well, okay, here goes my play. Couldn't really do too much about it. The second one, I sided in my cards, and I got the cards that I needed. He also got his side deck cards that he needed, was Rivalry Warlords, which kept me from making a consistent play or stuff like that. But eventually, because of my whole using Eradicator Epidemic Virus, which was a pretty okay card in that matchup, I guess, but I really looked at it and I figured, well, okay, it's not really that good. I could have better sided Macrocosmos and D-Fisher, because then A, he wouldn't have any targets to Book of Life, and B, he wouldn't have any spell books left in grave. I care if I don't have my monsters to be able to use my spells with and crap and all that stuff. All I need to do is normal summon, that's it for the rest of the game. And it keeps him from able to special summon Priestess and stuff like that. And then I'd be like, well, okay, I should have done it in that standpoint in time. And then he won the second game where he opened up Blue Boy Secrets, and that's kind of how those games went. It's not like I was salty for it. It was just kind of like, hey, it's a type of deck it is. If it opens out first and it opens out well, then you can't really do too much about it. And I do not feel ashamed of how I went in that tournament. Day 2, unfortunately, I couldn't go because I missed the train. A lot of people missed the train for Day 2, from what I understood. I guess because of the location and because of the time that they needed to get there, and it would take them too long, so it would better not just wait. And for people who are going like 5-1 or something like that, it would be better for them to just go ahead. And I don't blame them. But what I took from this experience is, pay attention to what you side, pay attention to how you respond to cards that your opponents play, and make sure that you always keep tabs on what they're doing, because then of course it's a tournament, everybody wants to win, everybody wants the chance to be able to get the free entry into worlds and stuff like that, and everything is riding on the situation where, okay, you go to play to have fun, but then at least have fun in knowing what you're doing, I guess. And that's what I took from the tournament. Thank you guys for watching this long rant and boring ass video. If you have any more comments or any more information that you would like to know about it, about a deck that I played, or if you want to have a deck list or something and show you what I played at the tournament that day, I can leave it for you guys. But then it's up to you if you want to know. Have a wonderful day. Players that I played against, GG, well played. You guys did awesome.